On to another story now, and the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore, or CSA, says that local organisations are not doing enough to protect themselves from cyber risks. Now, this is despite a report that shows organisations have put in place about 70% of essential cybersecurity measures. For more, we're going to speak to Veronica Tan. She's Director of the Safer Cyberspace Division of CSA. She joins us right now on Zoom. Veronica, thank you for joining us. CSA urges a full adoption of the essential cybersecurity measures, but can you explain to us what is considered an essential cybersecurity measure?
Hi, good afternoon. So there are 5 categories listed in CSA's Cyber Essentials. Let me start off with the first, which is basically your organizational assets. And this would include, firstly, your people or your employees. Secondly, your data, as well as your hardware and software. So all these are your organizational assets, first category. And now that you have identified your key organizational assets, the next category of measure would be then taking steps to secure your assets and to protect them, not just the assets, but also the environment that they operate in. Third category is in the area of updating your software, simply because vulnerabilities can happen and there will be new patches developed by your providers, software providers, and this is why it's important to religiously update the software to close these vulnerabilities that may arise. Fourth category would be in the area of backing up your key essential data and storing a copy of them offline. So assets, secure, protect, update, and backup. These are the first 4 measures. In such an adversarial landscape, it's actually a matter of cybersecurity attacks are not a matter of if but when. And the final category would be in the area of incident response. So when an attack occurs, has the organization taken the steps to be able to prepare for it and to be able to recover and go back to normal business operations as soon as possible? So with these 5 major categories, this would be a very good starting point for organizations to protect themselves against the common cybersecurity attacks that would be taking place out there.
Right, so important measures to mitigate the risks. But CSA is also encouraging firms to have cybersecurity health plans and health checks in place as well. Can you very briefly explain to us what such a health check would entail? I mean, what questions should a company be asking in terms of taking a cybersecurity health check?
So actually, it's very similar to a healthcare version. So what happens when you go to a doctor and your doctor may ask you questions like, do you smoke? Have you been exercising? Do you take enough fruits and vegetables? So this is the cybersecurity equivalent. And earlier on, I mentioned the 5 major categories of measures. So the questions would then be next level of details within these categories of measures. Let me give an example. One example would be in the area of your organizational assets, your people and your employees. And one question would be, do you as an organization have cybersecurity awareness, training, or programs in place to make sure that your employees are aware about some of the common social engineering issues that can potentially be introducing malware or viruses into the organizational environment? Another question could be in the area of secure configuration. So when we buy software, typically the software is shipped with usability in mind, which means that some of the configuration settings are not necessarily set for security, which is why when you buy and install software, after testing them out and making sure that they are working functionally, then really it's about looking into the configuration settings to make sure that the settings are sufficiently secure for your environment.
Veronica, could you very briefly wrap up for us why companies shouldn't be complacent when it comes to actually taking these serious issues and challenges of cybersecurity to heart?
Well, I think Singapore is very fast digitalizing. And when you digitalize, it basically expands the organization's attack surface. And when you leave these attack surface exposed, this is where threat actors will be able to easily come in to introduce and exploit into the organization. So I think as an organization digitalizes, it is important to take cybersecurity importantly so that they're able to then fully benefit from all the benefits of digitalization.
Veronica, thank you very much for that. Veronica Tan, the Director of the Safer Cyberspace Division at CSA.